Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
I'm capable of murder. I know that about me.
She thinks her husband's cheating.
I found empty Cialis bottles.
Are you jumping to conclusions?
I was in a sexless marriage. There was no conclusions.
So many suspicions.
You said he's a sex addict.
I think he is, just not with me.
So many signs.
I read on your website, if a man's disconnected from his family, he's probably cheating.
So many accusations.
My mother thought my father had stole her keys.
Your keys are in your pocket.
The keys were in the hamper. They weren't in my pocket.
So little restraint.
Did she break your nose?
She fractured it.
I didn't go to a doctor. There was no diagnosis.
You smashed the windows. You threw candelabras through them.
They needed to be replaced anyway.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
I hate to see people suffering, and you've hurt long enough.
Stand by, Dr. Phil.
I want to get you the help that you need.
5, 4.
This is going to be a changing day in your life. Samantha was so tired of her parents arguing every day that she finally grabbed her cell phone and recorded this video.
There's more strength inside me. My adrenaline gets going.
I really don't care.
I'm just telling you.
It doesn't matter to me. I'm telling you that.
You're like Elena Bobbitt. You won't have nothing to hold.
What would make a wife so angry that she would threaten to cut off her husband's manhood like Lorena Bobbitt? Well, Dorothy says she became suspicious of her husband, Bob, after finding some dating websites in his email and empty medication bottles for erectile dysfunction under the bed. So she decided to do a little investigating. Take a look.
I'm convinced that my husband has been cheating on me. I believe he's meeting women online and trying to hide it from me. I was watching an episode of Dr. Phil on how to keep your children safe on the internet. So I decided to check our household computer's history and came up with various sites that were pertaining to cheating and hooking up with women. I've seen Ashley Madison, hookupnow.com. I found naked pictures of young women sending him emails. Bob and I have been in a sexless relationship for about 2.5 years. I found 2 empty Cialis bottles for erectile dysfunction, one under the mattress and one deep in the drawer. I was changing the bed sheets and I put my hand underneath the bed, and as I did, I felt something, and what I pulled out was the empty Cialis bottle. He wasn't using them with me.
I don't cheat, Dorothy.
Pornography will destroy
Dorothy,
your
I don't want to
brain.
hear your crap. I
Look,
really
your
don't.
life is being destroyed by it.
By you.
He convinced me it was spam. I said to him, is everything spam? How much spam can there be? Bob and I fight at least 3-4 times a week.
I could be capable of murder. I'm telling you, I could. I know that about me.
Bob knows how to trigger my anger.
Go away, Dorothy, before I call the cops.
We have both gotten physical with each other. The worst fight, he grabbed me by the throat and he started punching my arm. The bruising lasted 6 weeks. The next day I went and filed a police report. Bob and I do argue in front of Samantha and Alice.
You're out running around, standing party. You're full of
Bob is a liar. He frustrates me terribly. I do love my husband, and I hate him in the same breath. In my heart, I know my husband's been sleeping around.
Well, in a few minutes, I'm going to tell you what really bothers me about all of that. But first, Bob says his life is now a living hell, and he blames one person for it. Me. Take a look.
I am not cheating on my wife. Never would. Never could.
supporting someone else. It's obvious.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
This is absolutely harassment. The Dr. Phil show has contributed to destroying my marriage. My wife had watched a Dr. Phil episode. The show was How to Catch a Cheating Spouse. My wife decided to check our household computer's history and claims that she found dating websites, and that gave my wife some ideas that I might be the one cheating. My wife has been using the computer as a weapon of mass destruction against our relationship. My wife thinks that my spam email is my real email and that I do respond and converse with these people. She thinks that I am fully involved in prostitutes in some way, shape, form, or manner on a regular basis.
Your prostitutes are reality.
No, Dorothy, not.
She is constantly monitoring my every move. She has purchased a cell phone wiretap. My wife has actually even followed me and spied on me. In an effort fully to find me cheating, it has escalated to the point of telling me that I am homosexual, a transvestite, a liar.
You've been lying to me for years.
Absolutely ridiculous. She could be 2 inches in your face, cursing and swearing, I'm gonna get you. My wife will say that she wishes that I have a heart attack, drop dead, get run over, wishes I would get AIDS. If there is a swear word that's been generated by anyone in human language, she said it.
Absolutely.
Kicked me in the face, fractured my nose, ripped my face up. My wife has destroyed ashtrays, mugs, several chairs, 2 laptop computers, my cell phone. She destroyed all the glass in my van with a hammer. Because of our fighting, the police have been called 7 times to our household. I do feel that this is a desperate situation. My family is definitely broken. Absolutely, we do need help.
I'm gonna figure out if this marriage is even worth saving through Dr. Phil.
So if you think, and you wrote in, I have your letter here that you wrote to me. Thank you for taking the time to do that.
Thank you for reading it.
Oh, I've read it. It says, Dear Dr. Phil, I write this not to you so that you can understand the problems you have helped cause between my wife and I. You once aired a show sometime in April of 13. It was about computers and husbands cheating on their wives. Since that time, my life has been a living hell. So you then blame me because she watched my show about...
No, I love your show, actually. I think it's a great show. But what she took the seed of the show and grew it into, like, Jack and the Beanstalk.
I trusted you for 22 years, up to 9 months ago. Hiding Cialis bottles don't help.
Well, I don't
Anybody
believe they
would
were
be
hidden.
paranoid.
My sock drawer doesn't really count.
Under the mattress? Well, if you used them with me, they should have been in the medicine cabinet, not under the mattress, right?
Well,
he tells me the doctor says, take them on a Friday and hope for the best. Well, did you take them on a Friday and hope for the best while I was in Canada?
Absolutely not. You know that.
No, I don't know that.
Well,
I found an empty bottle when I got back.
You should know that.
Well, are you jumping to some conclusions here?
Dr. Phil, I was in a sexless marriage. There was no conclusions.
That's all she ever does is jump to conclusions.
You have said that he's gay because he was a virgin until he was married at age 29.
Dr. Phil, what's so upsetting about this whole thing is this...
I found gay pornography on his website.
It's the only woman I've ever been with my entire life. 100%. Yeah. And basically, she's throwing knives at me. It's basically whatever I've done
found
doesn't
gay
matter.
pornography on your webpage.
No, you
Hold
didn't.
on, let's go through this list. You say he's homosexual because taking erectile dysfunction meds.
No, hiding it from his wife. It was #1, how to tell if your husband's gay. Does he hide his Cialis or Viagra?
That was on the
internet,
internet,
That was the #1 on the
Well,
internet.
if it was on the internet, we know it has to be right. Transvestite, but he was viewing transgender.
I never said that. No, I never called
I
never called my husband a transvestite.
You did.
Oh, my goodness, that's not the
called me
truth,
everything.
Dr. Phil. My right hand to God, I never called him a transvestite.
Well, that's not what he says.
Well, he's not telling the truth. One of us is lying, right?
Yes. It can't be both ways.
That's
you
right.
said he's involved with prostitutes.
Well, I have them on my phone, sir.
You've called him a $2 trick.
Absolutely.
You says he has escorts in the city.
Well, he came home one night, and I asked him. He came right out and said, no, I like New York City women. Just like that.
You said that
like that.
You said that he's cheating with a Russian whore and Craigslist whores.
Well, I can show you on my phone. I had to start taking pictures because he'd erased
Oh, we've
it.
got the pictures.
That's constantly. That's today. That was even last night.
And you said he's a sex addict.
I think he is. Just not with me.
Okay, so he's gay, transvestite, involved with prostitutes. He's a cheap prostitute. He has
I don't think
escorts
he's
in
a
the
prostitute,
city.
sir.
You called him a $2 trick? What is that?
No, I don't know what that means. What I'm saying to you, sir, anything sexual, it takes more and more, not just his wife anymore.
Okay. All right, and you say he's cheating with Russian whores and Craigslist whores.
I think so.
Okay. Bob and Dorothy's oldest daughter says an argument between her and her parents left her bloodied and needing stitches. We're going to talk to her when we come back.
My mom attacks my dad, physically and verbally. She's thrown chairs, scratched his face.
You have really got to leave.
She wants everybody to be miserable right along with her. Misery loves company.
And later,
He's been disconnected from his family for 3 years. I read on your website, if he's disconnected from his family, he's probably cheating.
but I told you everything on the websites.
It was your website. It was your website, Dr. Phil.
I know, I'm kidding.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil. A bitter divorce.
We had to provide her wardrobe because you wouldn't let her get her clothes.
He won't let me back in the house.
Their child trapped in the middle.
He had the audacity to take his own son for a walk. And you say, I'm calling the cops.
And the police
I have her physically abused.
on speed dial.
What'd you throw at him?
A pair of stretchy pants.
You called the police because she threw stretchy pants at you.
That's tomorrow.
I don't believe that my father is having an affair. My mom needs to back off my father and realize that he is not cheating on her. My mom accuses my dad of being gay. My mom accuses my dad of being a transvestite. My mom has accused my father of having Russian whores. My mother thought my father stole her keys after she had a little bit too much to drink one night. She took everything that was on these racks, thousands of dollars worth of my dad's tools, and threw it out into our driveway. And she got a flat tire because of all the screws and the nails she put out there. And she blamed my dad for it because, he took her keys. They were in her pocket the whole time. She wants everybody to be miserable right along with her. Misery loves company. After my mom stopped talking to me, life got 110% more peaceful. I honestly don't want a relationship with my mother if she continues on with the accusations. My little sister is only 12 years old and she acts as my mother's psychologist. I can't stand seeing her caught in the middle of this.
Worst life I ever imagined. There's no way for someone to f***ing live.
My mom has gone off the deep end completely.
I mean, she says you've gone off the deep end.
I don't
You're
think-
yelling, screaming at him, he's stealing your keys that were in your pocket.
The keys were in the hamper. They weren't in my pocket. They were in my hamper.
But he didn't have them.
No, I didn't have them. At 8:15 in the morning, Sunday morning, she barges in the door, barged in, starts kicking me, punching me, kicking me, and punching me, and making a big ruckus about the fact that I took her keys. Now, I knew I did not take those keys. There was no possible way because I wasn't even there.
Were you wrong?
I was.
Okay, but you
And I apologized.
Oh, well. Samantha says her mom, Dorothy, has severe anger issues and screams nonstop.
My mom attacks my dad physically and verbally on a daily basis.
I gotta say, go out and have sex with a spend all this money. But if you don't, you're not getting money.
Dorothy, nothing to do with it because I don't do that.
She's extremely violent. She's thrown chairs, scratched his face.
You have really got to leave.
I have a tendency to break and destroy things in anger. I broke 2 picture windows. I smashed every window out of my husband's van with a hammer. I broke this one, his driver's side, and the front windshield.
She has smashed 2 of his laptop computers. She has superglued his phone shut and put it in glasses of water because she was angry at him. When I was 16, she threw a blender at me. She threw the pitcher full of margaritas at me and split my face open over my left eye. There's blood everywhere. I still have a scar over my left eye. They're lasting images. They're burned into my mind. I'll never forget them.
Okay. When you see all of that together, does it seem
It seems terrible.
reasonable behavior?
It's horrible.
In fact, I made a list of what I consider to be erratic behavior. In 2007, it's reported that you hit your daughter Samantha in the face with a pitcher, which she just said. In June of 13, you got home drunk at 3 a.m., had a fight with Bob and Samantha. On the 18th of July of last year, you clawed his face.
Right.
And you claim that he fractured your rib. On 7/13, you accused Bob of being in hijinks with a postal worker. On August 13th, you threw all of his clothes outside over the railing. On August 2nd, you threw and broke a chair and then called the police. On 8/12, you left a hostile message for Samantha, said, you need to get your blank out of my house or else. Then in September, you made Bob take a polygraph test. He passed.
But he also had a missing colada pen. So there's
But
suspicion.
you still accused him of cheating. On 9/18, you accused him of sending an email to a woman, and you smashed the windows at Samantha's house. 2 5-foot picture windows, and you threw candelabras through them?
He told me I could be in charge of 3 Cialis pills. He took a Cialis pill, disappeared that day at 2:30 and didn't show up. We had a date that night that he didn't show up for.
And so your theory is the way to handle this is to throw candelabras through 2, not 1, but 2 5-foot picture windows.
It needed to be replaced anyway, sir.
No, Dr. Phil.
The sashes were rotted.
Dr.
I figured
Phil,
I'd just move it along.
These were
They really did need to be replaced.
This was serious. This 1/4-inch plate glass.
I know I shouldn't have done it.
That same month, you got your daughter again involved in your marital and adult issues. This is the older daughter. Tried to get her to help install phone monitoring equipment
I did, but I was unsuccessful.
so you could tap his phone.
Exactly. Yes, sir, I did.
Okay, and then in December, you followed him to the store to spy on him.
Absolutely not. Never followed my husband once in my life.
Okay, so you tried to bug his phone. You threw candelabras through the windows.
Yes.
You say all of that, but you didn't follow him to the store.
So my right hand to God.
Dr. Phil, she went to my van, grabbed my cell phone first.
Sure.
Then went in the store with my cell phone,
That's
analyzed
right.
everything on the cell phone.
Absolutely.
Left the store, threw my cell phone across the
You
parking
started
lot.
this problem, honey, by hiding those pills.
How'd I
You should have
start the
never done
problem?
that. I trusted you for 22 years. That man could come home with his underwear on his head and I wouldn't ask him where he was. This past 9 months, I don't trust you. No more. I'm done.
I'm not done yet. On the 22nd, you smashed the windows out of his truck. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Then on January 12th, New Year, let's start fresh, right? So you hit Bob in the nose during an argument, and
Yeah,
did
she
you break
did.
your nose?
She fractured it.
How do you know it was fractured?
Because there was blood coming out.
You
It
didn't
hurt.
go to a doctor. There was no diagnosis.
It hurt for 2 weeks.
He doesn't, please.
I'll
He
make-
didn't even have a bruise.
I don't.
On
This is what I go
1/19, a week later, you kicked and punched him in front of your 12-year-old daughter.
No, I don't recall
You
that.
took Bob's work tools, including a $1,000 sprayer, heaters, nails, screws, dumped it all in the driveway of the house.
I did, but I put it all back. I picked everything up, I apologized, and I put everything back. I apologize for doing
Well,
it.
it's because it punctured your tire.
Sir, he knows how to trigger me. He plays me like a fiddle, sir.
This is your marriage.
Oh, I know.
It actually is.
It's a mess.
It does kind of indicate it. Looks
Yeah,
sort of
it
like
does, doesn't it? It's a little symbolic. You're smashing windows out of houses and cars and kicking and punching him and then going, oh, never mind, found him. Sorry, my bad. What the hell is that? And that's what you've done with me. I said, did you throw candelabras through the windows? You said, yeah, but they were old.
They needed to get replaced anyway.
So, the fascia was bad. They were needed to be replaced anyway. So therefore, it's okay for you to be standing out in the yard in the middle of the night throwing candles through picture windows.
It wasn't okay.
Dorothy says Bob has made 6 figures over the last 3 years, but they still don't have enough money to buy groceries. We're going to find out what Dorothy thinks happened to all that money.
Bob has made over $400,000, and we're still broke, and he has not made a mortgage payment on this house in 3 years.
I beg to differ with that statement.
I think he spent it on escorts.
And later,
He emailed somebody from Craigslist that wanted to buy a tire, wishing them Merry Christmas on the 16th of December.
You know I didn't wish anybody a Merry
I
Christmas.
got it on my phone, Dr. Phil. Who wishes somebody Merry Christmas that wants to buy a tire?
oh, what a rat bastard. To wish somebody
He's a
Merry
stranger.
Christmas.
My wife's rage gets magnified many times over when she's drunk.
I ran for 22 years because you were never here.
You ran for 22 years because you're an alcoholic. My wife drinks every single day. She could get quite tipsy 5 out of 7 nights in a week. The most I've seen her drink, 18-pack of beer. My wife is absolutely 100% out of control.
Well, that was Bob talking about his wife Dorothy's out-of-control drinking. Now, after watching an episode of my show about a husband whose infidelity caused his family to go into financial ruin, Dorothy started accusing Bob of spending all of their money on other women. She says Bob has been sucking money out of their bank account like a vacuum. He just says that's the pot calling the kettle black because Dorothy is the one overspending and misusing money. Take a look.
My family is now in financial ruin. Bob has made over $400,000 in the last 3 years, and we're still broke, and he has not made a mortgage payment on this house in 3 years. You don't give a about your family or happiness or anything else.
Yeah, what make you think that?
All you care about is sucking money out of the account like a vacuum.
Dorothy thinks that I put our family into financial ruin. I beg to differ with that statement. Economic conditions are to blame for that.
In 6 months, he had pulled out $33,000 in cash. I think he spent it on escorts. The fact is, my family is broke. I'm not quite sure where all this money is going. I confronted him about it. He told me it's his life, he does the work, mind my business, he can spend his money the way he deems fit. Did he tell you he drinks as well?
This is the problem. Your behavior is so over the top
Right.
that you just don't have any credibility. And it's not just him that thinks this. Your daughter, Samantha, is concerned about it as well, right?
Well, she's in his pocket, sir.
Really? Samantha,
Yeah.
are you there?
Yes.
Your mother says that the only reason you're critical is because you're in your father's pocket, and I guess that means that your behavior is not erratic. Is that what you're saying?
Daddy's about to buy her a vehicle when we can't afford to put oil in our tank.
Hold on.
Yeah, Samantha, the
Dad
floor
is
is
not-
yours.
All right. Dad is about to put his credit on the line so that I can make payments on a vehicle.
Really, you're living in my rental free of charge. You ran up a $600 electric bill. You don't have a job, sweetheart. You're in your dad's pocket.
Well, I'm certainly not
She's my
going to
daughter.
live with you. You broke the windows out of your rental house on my birthday. September 7th was the actual date.
6th.
7th. My birthday's the 7th, Mom.
It was the 6th. It was a Friday night, Kid
It
Rock
was the
concert.
7th. The 7th, Friday
Whatever.
night. My birthday was Friday, the
do-
7th.
Do you really think it's about the clock?
Sir, you know what? It's not about the clock.
Or do you
but
think it's
know
about
what?
the fact that your daughter is inside a house where you're busting the windows out?
But you know what? She pulled a knife on me, and on the way down over the stairs, she had said to my daughter, Alice, if you side with your mom, I will death you. The police put a restraining order against Samantha themselves for her
Because
saying
she cannot
that.
put up with your madness anymore.
Do you know what my daughter called me this morning, Dr. Phil? An
A bitch.
That's a...
Bitch.
Because I asked her, did she put water
Absolutely.
down for my dogs?
But what'd she say,
She
Samantha?
called me a retard.
There we go.
Can I jump in here for a minute, the three of you? Because first off, the use of that word is offensive to my
I understand.
sensibilities.
That's true.
Yes.
I mean, that's not okay. I just can't let that pass. I'm sorry. You need to take that out of your vocabulary. You apparently
But he
have
didn't ask her
plenty
not
of
to
other
speak.
choices. What?
He didn't say you shouldn't speak to your mom that way.
Dorothy believes Bob is sending encrypted messages to other women through his Craigslist ads. We'll take a look at his ads and find out what they really say when we come back. He gets an email that says, "Babe, I guess you're not getting any of my email, huh?
Thanks.
I told you I was here to help." And later, your daughter is back in the green room. I'd like to go back and visit with her for just a minute. You'll be able to see it
Absolutely.
out here. Everybody, you'll be able to watch this out. I'm just going to step back and talk to her.
Great.
Sure.
And I'll be right back, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. You guys will be able to watch on the monitors here.
You clicked around in the spam.
No, I didn't click around in spam. This was in your email. It wasn't spam. And those people on that friggin' site didn't look a day over 15, pal.
Okay, whatever.
That's
It has
why
nothing to
I
do with me.
forwarded it to the FBI.
Okay, so let me be sure I've got the sequence right here. So you're watching my show, thank you. I appreciate you doing that. And you see me talking to parents and then a wife about looking at the computer, and you see where your kids have been, and you
How to
see
check the
shit
history
like that.
and so forth. Yes.
So you decide it's time for you to become engaged with the computer, so there might be some information you want.
I checked the history.
You check the history. Okay. Now, one of the things I was able to actually put some of this stuff up. He calls this spam. And yours like, how much spam can there be, right? I mean, come on. Because he gets an email that says, babe, I guess you're not getting any of my email, huh? I've been trying to email you so many times, but this damn laptop is such a piece of garbage and keeps freezing. Anyways, how you been?
I've never seen that before. So
Well, that's one of them off of the
Okay.
show. You can add that to your list.
Okay.
Thanks.
That's all. Thanks. Yeah. I told you I was here to help. And you've seen them like this, right?
I've seen several things.
Yeah. But here's the problem with this. This is that very same passage. We found it in 14 different places. This is a form email that is sent out trying to get people to respond so people can get their addresses so they can start working to hack their computer.
Okay.
This is, in fact, spam.
Okay.
And you say, how much spam is there? Well, we all get them. This is my personal cell phone.
Right.
And this is from last night. These are all of the spam emails that I got just last night.
In your regular email,
Yes.
so you don't have to go to your spam to get them.
No, I have a filter that takes them out.
Okay.
Stimulate your body to impress women. Dear DPM, don't miss your 60% off. And God only knows what is 60% off of. Then your theory was, okay, he's posting on Craigslist, and you said these are encrypted.
No, I never said the Craigslist were encrypted.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
You said the emails for Snowmobile and selling a Ford were actually contacts.
Sir, what I said,
Yes, you did.
I went to WinZip and I brought back 30,000 erased files. And I couldn't read them, so I got the Geek Squad to come in to help me read them. They told me before they were erased, they were encrypted. The Craigslist got nothing to do with encryption.
What's your problem with the Craigslist? You did say it was encrypted, by the way, but what is give us your new problem.
Well, there was 50 or so email contacts, and they were all in reference to the snowmobiles, a tire, and a van.
Well, she thinks they're
And
a front.
the snowmobiles, nobody came up our driveway to look at those.
But that's what I mean. You think they're a front.
I think they're a front of some sort.
You think these are a front. So he's putting this up to sell this, and it's a front for what? Because you notice down here, he even clicked, do not contact me with unsolicited services or offers.
Get a load of this. He emailed somebody from Craigslist that wanted to buy a tire, wishing them Merry Christmas on the 16th of December.
I didn't wish, I didn't wish anybody a Merry
I
Christmas.
got it on my phone, Dr. Phil. Who wishes somebody Merry Christmas that wants to buy a tire?
Well, what a rat bastard. To wish somebody Merry Christmas.
A complete stranger. Dr. Phil, you know what? He's been disconnected from his family for 3 years.
Not saying
straight.
he hasn't been. I'm just saying
And
you're not.
I read on your website how to tell if a man's cheating. If he's disconnected from his family, he's probably cheating. That man doesn't take me out to dinner, Dr. Phil.
But I told you everything on the websites.
It was your website.
Just kidding.
It was your website, Dr. Phil.
I know, I'm kidding. All right, next we're going to find out why Dorothy believes an anti-anxiety medication played a huge role in Bob passing a polygraph exam. Plus, what their youngest daughter Alice said about their fighting.
I have seen my mom and dad punch each other, kick each other. My dad did break my mom's rib. I've even saw them bite each other, which I think that's got way out of hand.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
I went to a refuge place for abused men.
A battered husband?
What'd you throw at him?
A pair of stretchy pants.
You call the police because she threw stretchy pants at you.
That's tomorrow.
I have, at my wife's request, taken a lie detector test to prove that I've never cheated on her, and I passed it with 100% certainty. She's the one who paid for the polygraph. She believed the results and was quite happy for about a period of 5.8 days. Now she claims that I took a drug to counteract and fool the lie detector test. She is still accusing me of cheating on her.
Well, Bob says he's done everything he can to prove to his wife that he is not cheating. He even agreed to take a polygraph test. She picked the polygraph operator. He says he passed with flying colors, but that was not enough to convince Dorothy that her husband was not stepping out. Now, let's take a look. Results across the board, no deception.
Right.
He passed with flying colors.
Right.
Here it is. You see it right there.
Klonopin lowered his blood pressure, and that he could have easily passed the test.
Listen, and your theory is that if you take an anti-anxiety med,
Klonopin, yes.
that you would then pass a polygraph.
I looked it up, and it said, yes, it can affect the outcome.
Their 12-year-old daughter, Alice, says she has witnessed her parents punch, kick, and even bite each other. Let's hear from her real quick.
My parents fighting is like a day-to-day basis. Every 5 minutes, I'll find something to argue about. The fighting has kept me up almost all night. One incident, it was extremely persistent all the way to 3 in the morning.
There's no way for someone to live.
I missed school the next day because of it. I have seen my mom and dad say numerous horrible things to each other. My mom calls my dad a $2 trick. My dad has told my mom to go kill herself. They always say, look at what you're doing in front of your daughter. They will say things like, if we got a divorce, who would you like to go with? I would just say, come on guys, please stop. There's not much I could really do because, of course, they're adults. I have seen my mom and dad punch each other, kick each other. My dad did break my mom's rib. I've even saw them bite each other, which I think that's got way out of hand. I've seen my mom and dad get physical to the point where the cops have been called. I thought that one of my parents was going to be taken away to jail. All I want to do is get away from the arguing. No matter what I do, what I try, they will not stop fighting no matter what.
Okay. I'll tell you what I'd like to do, only with your permission. Your daughter is back in the green room. I'd like to go back and visit with her for just a minute. You'll be able to see it out here. Everybody, you'll be able to watch this out. I'm just going to step back, talk to her for a minute,
Sure.
and I'll be right back, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. You guys will be able to watch on the monitors here, so just take a second. Hey, how are you?
Hi.
I'm Dr. Phil.
Hi.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
It's been a little bit of a rocky ride living in that house, huh? What bothers you the most?
It bothers me that they always fight and they have no consideration for anything else that's happening around them, and it's just really hard.
So when it gets really volatile, when they get yelling and screaming and even get physical sometimes, take me through that moment. What do you think and feel in that moment?
In that moment, when it starts to get physical, I feel like I just get so pumped up and my heart starts racing, and I just feel like I'm afraid that one of them is going to be taken away to jail or something bad like that's going to happen, or someone's going to get really hurt.
So it scares you?
It scares me a lot.
Jail or injury? What do you want them to understand about what this does to you?
I would really like them to understand that it hurts me the way I feel. I just hope that they just realize what they've been doing and just have like an aha moment, and so they'll realize and it'll just be really calm.
Is there anything you'd like to ask me?
I'd like to ask you if there's any possibility that it can be fixed.
The answer is yes. There's more than a possibility that it can be fixed. It needs to be fixed, and it's going to get fixed. Because let me tell you something. You're right to be concerned, but you shouldn't have to be. Yeah. And I am so sorry that they have involved you in these adult issues. And they're going to stop doing that. And I'm going to make sure they stop doing that if I have to haunt them till the end of the world.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so how would that be?
That would be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm your guy, all right? All right, I'm going to go back and talk to your parents a little bit. All right?
All right, thank you.
I'm not leaving until you give me a hug. All right, talk to you soon.
Thank you.
You're going to be in the Los Angeles area and you would like free tickets, go to drphil.com and click on Be in the Audience.
Or call 323-461-PHIL.
My kids have witnessed this fighting.
The bottom line
Our family.
You.
Destroyed our family.
She has a mouth that would offend the devil.
And 101,000 plus payroll checks in your pocket is not enough.
The things she says in front of our children just do not belong.
Well, during the last segment, I had the privilege of talking to the 12-year-old daughter of Bob and Dorothy, a couple torn apart by allegations of infidelity and violent outburst. What did you think of what your daughter had to say?
Very accurate. I feel sorry.
You had to say.
Breaks my heart completely because I know I know how it's affecting her because I see it and I feel it.
Shame on both of you. I mean, I clearly just talked to the brains of the outfit back there. I mean, your daughter is very bright. You're behaving like a couple of idiots.
I know.
First off, I see absolutely no objective evidence whatsoever that your husband has cheated on you in any way. And I would tell you if I had, and so, I mean, I don't have any problem with that, with telling you that. What I see is that you have taken some parts and pieces of things and constructed this very scary fantasy, but I see no objective evidence that he has cheated. Just for argument's sake, let's assume that. And we can also assume the flip side. Let's assume that he is cheating. You know what you do if that's the case? you either decide that you want to leave, or you want to get professional help, or you want to whatever. But there's no theory under which your behavior is justified. No theory.
I know.
None.
I mean, smashing out windows and cars and attacks and all of that stuff.
I know.
Do not do that. That is the wrong model for her. If you want to decide when you leave here that he's cheating on you, then get help or get a divorce. But you don't do what you're doing.
I understand.
I actually did a timeline and pinpointed exactly what I think happened in Dorothy's life that may have triggered all of this. I'll let you know what that is after the break. Want to know what's coming up on Dr. Phil? Visit our website and subscribe to our email newsletter. You'll get weekly updates, life strategies, and exclusive video that you won't find anywhere else.
Plus, on drphil.com, you can see sneak previews of upcoming shows. Log on today.
There are alternative explanations for why this may seem so real to you. Because I did a timeline of all of this. And I don't know. I just tell you, if I was seeing you privately in my office, we were doing therapy, which I do not call me. I would look at this timeline and I would notice that about the time you started getting really upset was about the time your father passed away. You have a history of extreme behavior. You have said you were a shopaholic. You have said you were addicted to prescription drugs. You can get addicted to a concept or an idea where it consumes you and everything about your life becomes about stalking, investigating, looking, finding, and pretty soon we start to fashion fantasy into reality where it starts to fit our theory. And as we often do here, I'm going to offer to you as a gift to arrange some very specialized evaluation, help, and counseling for you.
I'd appreciate that.
And then at some point to add him from a couple standpoint, but first I want to figure out what's going on with you.
I would really
And
appreciate
I don't
that.
mean just to send you for therapy. I mean, I want to evaluate you biochemically, neurologically, and otherwise, and
so appreciate
and help you know. And I think as things calm down, you may see things very, very differently. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Does this sound like a plan?
It sounds like an excellent plan, like unbelievable plan.
And every situation needs a hero, and you need to let it be you. Whatever you have to do, stop this yelling and screaming in front of that daughter, because both of you are doing it.
Consider it done.
And I mean, you both owe that girl an apology. You need to say, I'm sorry, we're going to behave like rational adults and get this fixed.
I agree.
Okay? This is a process. This is our gift to you. We will do that.
Thank you, sir.
All right, we've got to stop. I'd like to thank all of my guests for today. For more information, you can go to drphil.com. We appreciate you being here. All right, thanks so much. Thanks, guys. You guys. Bye-bye.